Hey everyone, Lauren from Wildflowers here to introduce to you our newest product called Lace Paste. Lace Paste is available in black and white and it's a 4D gel. These are some of the designs I'll show you today. It's a good idea to start by sketching some designs, that way you have direction. You'll notice this stuff is really sticky and kind of weird, and you can actually roll it like Play-Doh. So put on some gloves and do it this way because this will save you a lot of time. You can see it takes a little while to get used to working with the product, but all I'm doing is just using my finger and sort of attaching this by pressing gently onto the nail. And then I can sort of roll it into place. I can use my silicone tools as I need to make some adjustments, but as long as we get the general shape there, that's all you need. The next step is pressing the product flat, and this can be tricky because it loves to stick to stuff, but the perfect thing to use is the clear stamper from Wildflowers. It will not stick to this stamper, and this stamper will allow you to press it down so that it's nice and even. It's really important to start with a nice, even application of the product when you're making lace. Another thing you can use is the back of a spoon pusher, but be careful because if the product starts to stick to it, you need to wipe the spoon pusher in alcohol. So just watch to make sure no product sticks to it. And you can see the spoon pusher will leave it a little bit lumpy and bumpy. So again, I'm going to come back with my clear stamper and just use that to smooth it down by pressing. This is the part where you really want to take your time because carving the design into this is actually really quick and easy. So take your time making sure that you have a really good beginning shape. I'm just using my pointed silicone tool and fixing up the edge of this design to make sure that it's nice and straight. I'm just smoothing it out one last time before I begin to carve my design into the product. I'm using a dotting tool. I'm just making sure the edges are cleaned off nice and smooth so no product would be touching the skin. And then I'm going to go ahead and get started. All you do is put your tool down and just give it a little wiggle. The surface will come off nice and clean, so you won't have to worry about cleaning product outside of those little holes. And the thing to remember about lace is usually a pattern. So I'm making my little holes, I'm making it even on both sides so that both sides look the same. And then I'm going to make some even smaller holes going around this center one, sort of like a flower. I'm going to skip a hole, and then I'm going to do the same thing around this one. So I'm just taking my tool and basically pressing it into the product. Sometimes when you make a hole by pressing around it, it'll kind of mess up your original hole. So you can totally go back and just fix that up. So this, like I said, is kind of the quick and easy part. So make sure you take the time that you need to get the product on there correctly before you begin. I'm using my pointed silicone tool to just adjust this side because it's going up a little bit too high. So I'm going to kind of just scrape it, and then I'm using my dotting tool to sort of scrape along there. And then I can reshape my holes that got messed up. Once you have it set, you're going to flash cure in the LED light for 5 seconds or a UV light for 10 to 15 seconds. I'm going to add another section here, so I'm just getting the product on the back of my hand and kind of rolling it into the shape that I want. I'm going to set it down with my finger. I'm going to press it out just a little bit, and then I'm going to use my spoon pusher and sort of push this just the way I want it. And just remember, the product will try to stick and jump up onto that spoon pusher after you press it a few times. So really, it's important to have isopropyl alcohol around so that you can wipe your pusher with the alcohol. Now, nothing sticks to the stamper, so you're always safe to press on the product with the stamper because it absolutely will not come off on my clear stamper. I don't know about other brands, but if you have the Wildflowers clear stamper, you're set up for success using that one. So I'm just pushing that design into place. And now I'm ready again to carve using the dotting tool. You can use the silicone tools to carve the little dots, but I feel like the design is a little bit easier and quicker if you just use a metal dotting tool or a wooden toothpick if you don't have a dotting tool that's small enough. So a toothpick works great, a dotting tool works great. You can use the silicone tools, but again, I feel like it's quicker to just use a metal dotting tool or a wooden toothpick. The other great thing about toothpicks is you can sharpen them using your file, like you would use to file fingernails. You can sharpen your toothpick on that so that you get a really nice point on it. And then you want to flash cure again, 5 seconds in a LED or 10 to 15 in a UV. And then I come back, I'm going to apply some more. I'm going to use the back of that spoon pusher to kind of press it out. And this is a pretty intricate design. This design, if I was doing this on 2 nails, I would give myself an extra 20 minutes. It takes about 10 minutes per nail to do one this intricate. If you're just going to do that V shape probably only took me 5 minutes. So it would only take an extra 10 minutes to do that V shape on a couple of nails. But again, I urge you to plan out your design beforehand, because really to just slap this stuff on the nail, it doesn't really look that flattering to put it out on the free edge. So I think you definitely want to be strategic about where you use this product, because it can look really awesome or it can just kind of look like sort of like an afterthought. So think about where you're going to put it, draw some designs out, and go from there. Again, just pressing it out with my tool, smoothing it with the clear stamper to make sure I have a beautiful smooth surface to work into. And then I'm going to grab my tool and just start carving my design into there. Remember, lace has a pattern. Don't make it look like Swiss cheese. You don't just want to put a bunch of holes in it. You actually want to make a pattern. So if you don't know what lace patterns look like, you need to Google lace patterns and actually look at them and see what the patterns are for lace, because again, it'll look like Swiss cheese if you don't have a plan. Then I'll do my final cure, 30 seconds in a LED or 2 minutes in a UV. Enjoy. I want to see your work. Make sure you tag me. It's also available, the lace paste. It comes in white too. And then for other colors, you can do the silk powders with a pop-up gel, so be sure to check that out too. All of these products are available at www.wildflowersnails.com.